What is causing your cat to scratch their ears until they bleed, and how can you tell if that red, itchy patch on their belly is actually a reaction to their dinner? Which common ingredients in standard cat kibble are the most likely to trigger a hidden sensitivity? And have you ever wondered why your feline friend is suddenly losing patches of fur or throwing up after every meal? Hi, welcome back to Paw and Order. My name is Carl, and I am gonna breaking down the complex world of feline food allergies into simple steps that any pet parent can follow at home. Today, we are going to explore the unique and sometimes strange signs that your cat's body is fighting against its own food, and I will show you exactly how to spot these warnings before they become a major health crisis. Understanding an allergy is like being a detective. You have to look for tiny clues in their behavior, their skin, and even their litter box habits to solve the mystery of their discomfort. If you follow these steps, you will become an expert in keeping your kitty's tummy happy and their skin perfectly clear. The first major sign of a food allergy that we need to talk about is chronic itching, which vets often call pruritus, but for us, it just looks like a cat that can't stop scratching. Unlike humans who might get a runny nose, cats usually show their allergies through their skin, and they will focus on their head, neck, and back. Have you noticed your cat rubbing their face against the corner of the sofa more than usual, or perhaps they are using their back claws to dig at their ears until the skin looks raw and angry? This intense itching happens because the cat's immune system overreacts to a protein in their food, like chicken, beef, or fish, and releases histamines that travel straight to the skin surface. This makes the cat feel like they are crawling with invisible bugs, and the only way they can get relief is by scratching or over-grooming themselves. If you see your cat licking one specific spot until the fur is gone and the skin is moist and red, this is a hot spot, and it is a classic indicator that something they are eating is causing an internal fire that they are trying to put out from the outside. How does the skin actually change when a food allergy is present, and which specific areas should you check during your daily cuddle sessions? You should look for small, crusty bumps known as miliary dermatitis, which feel like grains of sand or little scabs hidden under the fur. These bumps often appear in a line along the spine or clustered around the base of the tail, and they are very uncomfortable for your pet. If you part the fur and see that the skin is bright pink or has dark, thickened patches that look like elephant skin, this means the inflammation has been going on for a long time. Some cats will also develop eosinophilic granulomas, which are raised, yellowish or red sores that can appear on the lips, inside the mouth, or even on the back of the thighs. These sores are unique to cats, and are a very strong signal that the immune system is in high gear. By running your hands over your cat's body every day, you can catch these skin changes early, which is the simplest first step to getting them the help they need. Which proteins are the most common culprits in these allergic reactions, and have you checked the label of your cat's favorite canned food lately? Many people are surprised to learn that beef, dairy, and fish are actually the top 3 food allergens for cats, followed closely by chicken and wheat. Even though these are the most common ingredients in the world of pet food, a cat's body can decide at any time, even after years of eating the same brand, that these proteins are now enemies. This is why a food allergy is different from a simple upset stomach. It is a long-term change in how the body handles a specific molecule. When the cat eats that protein, the gut sends an emergency signal to the rest of the body, leading to the skin issues we just discussed. To help your cat, you need to become a label-reading pro. Look for hidden proteins in the ingredient list, such as meat byproducts or natural flavors, which could contain the very thing that is making your cat miserable and itchy. The second set of signs involves the digestive system, and these are often much more obvious but can be easily confused with other problems. Does your cat vomit shortly after eating, or have you noticed that their stools have become soft, smelly, or even contain streaks of blood? While some owners think that a cat throwing up hairballs every week is normal, it often isn't. It can actually be a sign of a chronic inflammatory response in the stomach caused by a food sensitivity. When the lining of the stomach and intestines becomes irritated by an allergen, the body tries to expel the poison as fast as possible, either through vomiting or diarrhea. This leads to a cat that might have stinky gas, or a rumbling tummy, that you can hear from across the room. These digestive signs often happen alongside the skin itching, creating a double whammy of discomfort for your feline friend. If your cat is frequently straining in the litter box, or leaving presents outside the box, they might be trying to tell you that their tummy hurts every time they eat. How can you distinguish between a one-time upset stomach and a true food allergy that requires a change in diet? A true allergy is consistent and persistent. The symptoms won't just go away after a day or two of bland food. If your cat has soft serve stools for weeks at a time, or if they seem to have a sensitive stomach, no matter what flavor of kibble you buy from the grocery store, an allergy is likely the cause. Have you noticed, if the vomiting happens only after they eat a specific protein, like salmon or turkey? Keeping a food diary for your cat is a unique and simple step you can take to track these patterns. Write down what they ate, the time of day, and any symptoms you noticed afterward. Over a period of 2 weeks, you might see a very clear link between their chicken treats and their midnight bathroom emergencies. This information is incredibly valuable when you finally talk to your vet, as it helps them rule out other diseases and focus on the diet as the primary suspect. Which hidden digestive signs might you be missing, such as changes in appetite or weight loss over a long period? A cat with a food allergy might start to associate their food bowl with the pain in their stomach, leading to a picky eater behavior, where they sniff the food and walk away. Over time, this lack of interest in eating can lead to weight loss and a dull, greasy-looking coat because they aren't getting the nutrients they need. You might also notice that your cat becomes more lethargic or grumpy because they are living in a constant state of low-grade nausea. Their fur might lose its shine and start to feel coarse or brittle. This happens because the body is using all its energy to fight the allergy war inside the gut instead of maintaining a healthy exterior. If your normally energetic cat is spending all their time hiding under the bed, or seems to have lost their spark, it might be because their current diet is making them feel sick every single day. The third area to check for allergy signs is the ears and the paws, which might seem like strange places for a food problem to show up. Chronic ear infections are a very common symptom of food allergies in cats, and they are often the only sign that owners notice. Does your cat shake their head frequently, or paw at their ears as if something is stuck inside? When you look inside the ear canal, do you see a dark, waxy discharge or smell a yeasty, funky odor? This happens because the inflammation from the food allergy creates the perfect warm, moist environment for yeast and bacteria to grow. If your cat gets an ear infection, you treat it, and then it comes right back a month later, you are almost certainly looking at a food allergy. The ears are like a canary in a coal mine. For the rest of the body, they show the irritation long before the rest of the skin might break out in sores. How do the paws tell the story of a food allergy, and what should you look for between those tiny toes? Many allergic cats will engage in obsessive paw licking, or even chewing on their foot pads. This is often because the paws feel itchy or tingly due to the systemic inflammation. You might notice that the fur on the tops of their paws has turned a brownish or rusty color. This is called saliva staining, and is caused by the chemicals in the cat's spit reacting with the fur during constant licking. If you gently spread the toes, you might see that the skin is bright red, or has a moist, weeping appearance. This can be very painful for the cat, and can even lead to limping. By checking your cat's paws and ears once a week, you are performing a simple health scan that can reveal hidden allergies. It is a unique way to bond with your pet, while also acting as their primary healthcare advocate in your own home. Which steps should you take if you suspect your cat has an ear or paw issue related to their food? The most important thing is to avoid the home remedy trap, where you try various over-the-counter ear drops without addressing the root cause. If the cause is the food, no amount of cleaning will keep the ears healthy for long. Instead, you need to work with your vet to start an elimination diet trial, which is the gold standard for diagnosing food allergies. This involves feeding your cat a novel protein that they have never eaten before, such as rabbit, venison, or even kangaroo, for at least 8 to 12 weeks. During this time, the cat cannot have a single treat, piece of table scrap, or flavored medicine that contains their old proteins. It requires a lot of discipline from the human, but it is the only way to clear the body of the old allergens, and see if the ears and paws finally start to heal on their own. Now that we know the signs, how do we start the healing journey for a cat with a confirmed food allergy? The first simple step is to transition them to a high-quality, limited-ingredient diet. This means a food that has one protein source and one carbohydrate source, making it much easier to track what is going into their system. You should also look for hydrolyzed protein diets, where the protein molecules are broken down into such tiny pieces that the cat's immune system can't even recognize them as enemies. This stealth food allows the gut to rest and the skin to repair itself. While these specialized foods can be more expensive, they save you a fortune in vet bills for chronic ear infections and skin sores. It is an investment in your cat's long-term comfort and happiness. You will be amazed at how quickly their personality changes once they aren't constantly itchy or nauseous. Which common mistakes do owners make during a food trial? And have you been accidentally sabotaging your cat's recovery with hidden treats? One of the biggest mistakes is giving just one little bite of cheese or a piece of ham while you are cooking. For a cat with a severe allergy, even a crumb the size of a ladybug can trigger a massive immune response that lasts for weeks. You must also be careful with plastic bowls, which can harbor bacteria and mimic skin allergies around the chin, known as feline acne. Switch to stainless steel or ceramic bowls, and wash them daily. Also, check your cat's flea prevention. Sometimes a flea bite allergy can look exactly like a food allergy, so you need to make sure they are 100% flea-free before you can be sure it is the food. By being strict but fair with the diet, you are giving your cat the best chance at a scratch-free life. What is the long-term outlook for a cat with food allergies, and can they ever go back to normal food? Most cats with food allergies will need to stay on a managed diet for the rest of their lives. However, managed doesn't mean boring. Once you identify the safe proteins, maybe your cat is fine with turkey, but allergic to beef, you can find many high-quality brands that use that specific meat. You can even make homemade treats by dehydrating thin slices of the safe protein in your oven. This ensures that your cat still gets to enjoy special rewards without the risk of a reaction. The unique bond you build through this process is incredible. You become the guardian of their health, and they learn to trust you even more. A cat that feels good is a cat that will play more, cuddle more, and live a much longer life by your side. Have you considered how much environmental factors play a role alongside food allergies? Sometimes a cat has atopy, which is an allergy to dust, mold, or pollen, in addition to their food allergy. This can make the symptoms much worse during certain seasons. By keeping your home clean, using an air purifier, and sticking to a strict diet, you are attacking the problem from all sides. It is about creating a low-stress environment for their immune system. If you notice the itching gets worse in the spring, even though the food is the same, they might have multiple sensitivities. Always keep your vet in the loop, and don't be afraid to ask for a referral to a veterinary dermatologist if the skin issues are very stubborn. You are your cat's voice, and by being persistent, you will eventually find the perfect balance that works for their unique body. In conclusion, identifying a food allergy in your cat is all about watching for chronic itching, skin sores, digestive upsets, and recurring ear infections. By using the food diary method, checking the ears and paws regularly, and sticking to a strict elimination diet, you can transform a miserable, itchy kitty into a happy, healthy companion. My name is Carl, and I am so glad you joined me today at Paw and Order to learn these simple steps. Remember that patience is your best friend during this process. It can take months to see the full results of a diet change, but the sight of your cat sleeping peacefully without scratching is the best reward in the world. Keep your English simple, your heart open, and your pantry stocked with the right food. Thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you in our next video, where we continue to make life better for our pets.